The no vote could send financial markets in Europe into another tailspin and trigger a fresh banking crisis in Italy. Financial market traders are showing signs of nerves, with some analysts even suggesting a defeat for Italy could ultimately lead to the destruction of the entire Eurozone. Our business reporter Martina Fuchs spoke to investors in Beijing to hear their expectations.
At the financial conference on Sunday, global investors were worried about the financial repercussions of the vote on the country's battered banks, which could plunge the entire Eurozone into another crisis.
I think the implications going forward is going to mean an overhaul of banking regulations, not only in Italy but in Europe generally. The banks have been much too constrained, and they have been mis-selling a lot of their products.
Some fear a no vote could even mean the end for Europe's monetary union. Yet this doesn't seem to be an imminent threat because it would require cross-party political backing.
No, I don't think that can happen because the Eurozone, although people are so critical of the EU and the regulations, will not split up because the advantages that you have of travel within Europe, trade within Europe, the euro is also very advantageous for so many people. I don't think it will split up.
The third largest Eurozone economy has been weakened by a deep recession, which left behind 356 billion euros in gross problem loans. And Italian banks need at least 20 billion euros in capital in the coming months to cover losses from fresh loan write-downs and planned bad debt disposals. Some say the Italian referendum could provoke another banking crisis in Europe.
After the great financial crisis, actually Europe have more issues to deal with, and so far it's not a real recovery, but they have new issues ahead of them. So I won't view this Italian voting as a huge event, but I think going forward in the next 5 years or 10 years, Europe has too much issue to be addressed.
Meanwhile, the European Central Bank is likely to step in to contain any credit spread widening. The ECB's Governing Council is due to meet this Thursday and is widely expected to extend its bond buying program. The bank is also highly likely to step up the purchases of Italian debt. Martina Fuchs, CCTV News, Beijing.